Rescue of Baton Rouge.
Well, it's Furry Friend Friday, and I know what you guys are saying. These guys don't look very furry, but we have someone special that I heard about from our chief meteorologist, is Scales and Tails. I'm glad to have you guys on. Introduce yourself and some of the lovely guys we have here today.
Thank you so much for having us. I'm Meg Bro.
And my name is Sean Bro.
And we're Scales and Tails, a little reptile rescue run out of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, and that's something kind of unique, because when we think of rescues, think cats, dogs, and you guys started this. When did you start your Scales and Tails rescue?
So we started about 2 years ago with our first gecko that we adopted personally. That is our pet. And it just kind of snowballed from there, honestly.
Yeah, and so you guys have both a mix of your own and some adoptable ones. What do you guys kind of say to some people that are a little hesitant? Because, you know, you get snakes and people kind of shy away.
I was very scared of snakes a couple of years ago, and then I just went to a friend's house who had snakes and started handling them and realizing how cool they were. And we got our own leopard gecko about 2 years ago during COVID and fell in love and started getting more reptiles, and then realizing people didn't really know how to take care of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were, you know, giving them away and stuff, so we decided to do our own rescue.
Yeah, and you currently have one here. What's his name or her?
His name is Frog, and he's a leopard gecko.
And he is currently up for adoption.
He's up for adoption.
And so, if someone is interested, how can they kind of reach you, and what would they need, kind of like, to get ready to take care of one of these guys?
Yeah, so you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook. That's usually where we post our adopted animals. And then you just kind of reach out to us via email, and we will send you an application and mostly kind of talk about the care that goes into these guys, because I think a lot of people don't realize how much it takes to care for them.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that they are aware of that, they know what it's going to take, they're up for the challenge, and then we kind of just do an adoption paperwork and then meet up, and they get to take them home.
Well, that is good. And so, anyone who is a little hesitant, I know you said handling them kind of helps you get to understand them. What would you say to someone, they're a little interested, maybe their kid's really interested? What would you guys kind of suggest for someone to kind of get into seeing if they would like a bearded dragon, snake, gecko, not gecko, right?
I would say exposure is super important. We do events with Red Stick Reads. It's a local bookstore here in Baton Rouge, and we'll have reptile readings with them where they'll do a story time, and then they get to meet our guys. They get to meet Toothless and Monty and just handle them. We let them hold them. And so it's been really fun, because a lot of kids, you know, they see Monty, and I think it's, you know, a lot of people are nervous around snakes, and then they get to hold him and see how sweet he is, and then you just see them get excited about reptiles, and it's really cool. So I would say exposure and research are the two things that I would recommend to anybody that's interested in having a reptile.
All right, well, I appreciate it. One more time, where can people go to get in contact with you guys before we say goodbye to our special furry friends?
Sure. Facebook, it's Scales and Tails Reptile Rescue Baton Rouge. And then our Instagram is Scales and Tails Reptile Rescue.
All right, well, I appreciate you guys coming on. We'll definitely see if we can find some forever homes for these guys.
Yay.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys being on.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. We'll be right back after this.